All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Fed League Flash for Sunday morning, March 29th. No, March 30th. All right, so covering yesterday's games, and let's start off with the Bobcats. Took them 4 times, but they finally did it. They vaulted themselves into fourth place in the Continental Division with a 5-1 whitewashing of the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds were never in this. This was all Bobcats in this game. So the teams split the home and home with the away team winning both games. But last night was all about the Bobcats. Greg Hussey, he ends up saving 27 of 28. Mario Cavalieri starts for the Thunderbirds, would not survive the entire game. He gets pulled at the 15:55 mark of the second period, which was where the Bobcats had taken a 5-0 lead. Hunter Godmere ends up with the game-winning goal at 5:12 of the second period. That was on the power play. That was the second goal of the game. One goal by Zach White late. That takes the shutout away. But not a good night for Cavalieri. Stops 23 of 28. Boris Babic comes in relief and stops 9 shots in 24:05. So, sellout crowd at the Fairgrounds Arena. Goes away a little disappointed, but they're still in first place, hanging on by a thread. But the Bobcats, a very big win. And most importantly, they end up knocking their magic number down to 8 points, and the Bobcats are officially in. All right. Wasn't a surprise, the result. It was a surprise that it was a shutout. Athens locks down things, and they end up, they're just within 1 point now of first in the Continental. The Zydeco, they could be in trouble. We'll look at that. I'm going to do a video. It's going to be a short one, but I'm going to do a brief video tomorrow that I will put out talking about the teams that are fighting for a playoff spot, haven't clinched yet. What are their odds? Right now, gotta kind of wonder about the Zydeco. Their offense has just dried up, and at the worst possible time. Yeah, so they are now in fifth place. Magic number still 11. Athens, they take care of business 4-0. It is William Lavalier. Lavalier. He stops 32 shots for the shutout. It was Bailey Stevens playing well, but when you're getting out goalied, it's kind of tough to look good. 35 to 38 saves in 59:44. Last goal was an empty netter. Goal and 3 assists for league leading scorer Garrett Milan. Also 2 goals by Andrew Sterna. So Stafura, one of the college kids, but he's played very well. I believe he has 6 points now. I believe he's 2 goals and 4 assists, I believe. I'm going to have to double check that. Anyway, Athens get 1 in the first, 1 in the second, had 2 in the third. And so they are rapidly improving, just 1 point off. So the Zydeco, even though they have a better winning percentage than the Bobcats now have 80 points as opposed to the Zydeco's 77. So there we go. So if those two teams would meet in the playoffs right now, it would be hosted in Wytheville. Anyway, so little stability in the overall picture with the playoffs. All right, final game. Once again, it seems to be the way things have been as of late. The Dashers, they either get blown out or they lose in the fading minutes or seconds of a game. And that was the case again yesterday as Watertown ends up with a 5-3 victory. The game winning goal was scored by David Gaeta at 17:52 of the third period, and an empty netter was added. So, yeah, Watertown, they improved to 27-20-3. Dashers are 2-46-3. Parker Rutherford, 59 minutes played, staves 39 of 44. Eloi Bouchard for the Wolves. He gets his second win of the weekend, stopping 27 of 30. Big difference was the second period in which Watertown had 18 shots on goal compared to the Dashers' 7, but it was tied up at that point, 3-3 at the end of 2. And Justin Browson had a couple goals for the Dashers. Watertown, in the meantime, they get a goal and assist from Harris Gladwell Jr., from Chase DeBari, and from Andrew Whalen, all having pretty good days for the Wolves. And so they still in fourth place, the Wolves are, but they're still within reach, hypothetically, of either the second or third place spot. So we'll see how things go with that. Moving on to the big board, it was a sweep for the Prowlers, as I predicted. This game got pretty insane in the third period. We had just miscellaneous fights going on. We had linesmen doing the suplex on. Yeah, it was crazy. Linesmen got into it too. Don't mess with that guy in a dark alley. What's his name? Dallas. I forgot his last name. First name was Dallas. Number 6 linesman. Anyway, yeah, that was crazy. And nothing will happen with that. But anyway, so Port Huron, they just go on a tear. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and it's another big win for the Prowlers. They go up 5-0 before the Rockers kind of get into it a little bit. And by get into it, I mean, they got a couple goals, but they also just got into it. So, for the game, it's Matt Graham scoring on the power play early on, 7:51 of the first period. Excuse me, one of the new kids, Tyler Fox, he adds a second at 17:47. It's 2-0 at the end of 1. Shots in that first period, 10-2. That's 2 shots for the Rockers. Not going to win many games that way. Second period, Prowlers just go crazy. It's Jamie Purcell. It's Reggie Millette. It's Lucas Lackney on the power play. It's 22 shots to just 5. So through 2 periods, shots were 32-7. You're not gonna win games getting 7 shots on goal in 40 minutes. Just ask Mississippi. A lot of problems in a lot of games this year with that. All right, so before the second period ends, Hunter Hall does get the Rockers on the board at 18:56 on the power play, so it's 5-1 at the end of 2. You can say the Rockers maybe won the third period, but it was too little too late. It was Graham scoring first, actually, to make it 6-1. That was the second of the night. Then we had goals by Eli Rivers and Chris Corrigan and Jamison Malam. Malam's goal was on the power play, but there was also a goal in the third period by Lucas Lackney, again on the power play. So, there were a lot of power play goals in this. 3 for the Prowlers and 2 for the Rockers. And yeah, 7-4. The last 7 minutes of the game was just ridiculous, and just players acting out in their frustrations, and it just kind of got a little ridiculous, to be honest. So shots in this game: 42 for the Prowlers, and just 16 for the Rockers. The Rockers are now 17, 31, and 3. Their magic number is stuck at 14, and now they're looking over their shoulders again. The Prowlers, guess what? They have won 9 in a row. They're 9-0-1 in their last 10, and they are now just 3 points behind the Danbury Hat-Tricks. So just when you thought Danbury had that second spot locked up, not so fast. The Prowlers are now 30, 16, and 6. It's been a while since the Prowlers got 30 wins in a season, but they did today. 1903 on hand for that game. I forgot to mention the crowds, the attendance for the previous 3 games. My apologies, because there was a couple of really good turnouts. First of all, Carolina sold out, 31-72 on hand, standing room only. And then Athens got their second sellout of the year, 57-15 on hand. 771 the crowd in Danville for the Dashers. All right, so anyway, back to here, just getting caught up. So yeah, wrong page. 1903 was the announced crowd, which is pretty full at McMorran. McMorran only seats like 2,400. So, really good crowd. So, for this game, it's Malam and Hall both with a goal and assist. Rico Gonzalez, 35 saves, 42 shots. And for the Prowlers, well, they had a lot of offense. Lucas Slackney, 2 goals and 2 assists. Reggie Millette had a goal and 3 assists. Matt Graham, 2 goals and an assist as well. Also 3 assists for Alex Johnson. So, meanwhile, Yoshi wasn't very busy. He saves 12 of 16 for the win. So there you go. So next game, the Binghamton Black Bears, they kind of left any doubts behind as far as whether they were going to keep playing at a top level. Right now they don't really have anything to play for per se, except for pride. And that seems to be enough. They handle the Danbury Hat-Tricks at home, spoiling not spoiling, but put a damper on the Ring of Honor ceremony, which was during the first intermission. Really cool seeing some of the players and people associated with the Hat-Tricks in the past, and with Danbury hockey in general, getting some recognition. They're put up in the Ring of Honor. Very, very nice ceremony. For the game itself, Danbury starts off with a pregame violation. So they're shorthanded right offhand, but Binghamton didn't score on a power play. They waited another minute, and then Austin Thompson scored even strength to make it 1-0 Binghamton. Connor McCollum, the goaltender, once again for the Hat-Tricks. A lot of people were saying, I should have put Frankie in. Yeah, coach's call. Nolan Egbert was in goal for the Black Bears. Kyle Steffen, he scores on the power play at 12:48, and then less than a minute later, it's 54 seconds later, it's Zach Serrata scoring, 13:42. So it's 3-0 Binghamton at the end of one. The shots in that first period, 25-8 in favor of Binghamton. Yeah, they put their foot to the floor and kept the pedal to the metal and did not let up. And on the second period, there was a little bit of momentum gained back by the Hat-Tricks right at the very end of the first. A 5-minute major for slashing was handed out to Dan Weber of the Black Bears. as there's a battle in the corner, and he ended up taking a stick to the back of Josh Newberg's head. Um, I don't think it was intentional. It was just one of those deals where the two players are tangled up and trying to get at the puck. But nonetheless, yeah, Danbury's given a 5-minute major to play with, and they scored once. Connor Woolley scores at 2:16 of the second period to make it a 3-1 game, but that is countered by Nick Swain, one of the college kids from Binghamton. He scores at 7:36, makes it 4-1. That's at the end of two. Shots through 2:36 for Binghamton and 22 for Danbury. And then in the third period, Alexander Vasiliev, he gets his second of the weekend, first last night, to get the game in the reach for the hat tricks. It's 4-2, and things stay that way until the final minute. McCollum is pulled, and Austin Thompson finds the empty net for his second of the night, 19-16. So Austin Thompson had 3 goals in the weekend. Very nice for him. So, yep, 5-2 victory for the Black Bears, who are 46-5-1. Could they reach 50 wins? Possibly. It's going to be a tall order because Binghamton has games against Athens twice, one more game against Danbury, who were no slouches, and then the final game against HC Venom, who we'll talk about in a little bit. Very interesting. All right, so Austin Thompson, 2 goals on the night. Stefan, goal and assists. And Nolan Egbert stops 32 of 34 for the win. Goals by Vasiliev and Woolley for the hat tricks. And McCollum stops 41 pucks, 45 shots, and 58-29 played. So, yeah, that game goes down. And, now we talk about probably the most boring game I've seen all year, and yet the end result is very interesting. The fallout from this game was much more interesting than the game itself. So HC Venom goes into Columbus for second straight night. They end up with a 1-goal win. Friday it was 3-2. Last night 1-0. Yep, 1 goal scored in this game, and it was halfway through the first period by Nikolai Salov, and that was it. It seemed like an exercise in futility for both teams. The majority of the games, trying to generate offensive opportunities, shots getting blocked, passes getting disrupted. There was just very, very little flow to this game. Overall, and give credit to the Venom. They had one opportunity and they took it. So like I said, the game though, I'm sorry, but it was just terribly dull. And unfortunately, that happens every now and then. We've had exciting 1-0 games this year. A couple of them involving the River Dragons earlier this year. There was just very little intensity to this game. The Venom, they're quietly playing for their playoff lives, and that slight bit of intensity was enough for them. So yeah, they win. They improve to 13, 32, and 3. But more importantly, they close the gap between them and the Motor City Rockers to 10 points overall. Yeah, Rockers' magic number still 14 with 6 to play. So the Venom still in it. Now, this creates an interesting problem because as of right now, both of these two teams only have 54 games on the schedule. What happens if the Venom win a couple more games, the Rockers can't put together any wins, and then you're within 6 points? What do you do then? You've got to find a way of playing those 2 games. I don't know how the league's going to do it. Maybe they're going to have to create a playoff series. I don't know. But yeah, the Venom have made things very interesting, very worrisome for the Rockers, and very interesting for them. So yeah, the River Dragons now 29, 15, and 4 still have not locked down that third playoff seeding. They're still 1 point away. So again, the results much more interesting than the game itself. Finally, we go down to Monroe. It was a good night for sneks. Monroe, they're fighting for their playoff lives, and they end up handling the Mississippi Seawolves quite easily, 6-2. Seawolves not generating much offense in this game either. Just 15 shots on goal. It's Kevin Zydes scoring for the Monroe Moccasins at 5:14, and Don Carter Jr. did manage to get one past Sean Kuhn at 17:06. But then at 19:52, right before the buzzer, it's Blake Anderson scoring, and that kind of just set the tone for the rest of the game right there. That makes it 2-1 at that point at the end of one. We get to the second. Monroe gets goals from Corey Cunningham and Scotty Koash to go up now 4-1. Mississippi, kind of a freak thing. It looked like maybe Philip Long had deflected a puck, but he didn't. It was Sam Turner's goal, 5:09 of the second period. But then Liriakos scores for the Moccasins at 7:36. So it's 5-2 at the end of two, and the end, the defenses just clamped down, and Kevin Zydes did find the net one more time. It's a 6-2 win. So the Moccasins now, they are just 8 points behind the Zydeco, who are kind of falling fast. So again, another interesting fallout result. Monroe is still in the playoff chase. They pretty much need to win out, but again, we'll talk about their chances in a video tomorrow that I'll put out. All right, so the Moccasins are now 22, 21, and 7, still in that 6th place spot, but still very much alive. Mississippi 11, 38, and 3. They've been out for quite a while, but nice crowd as well. 5,069 on hand at the Monroe Civic Center, which is not a sellout, but it's pretty darn close. There you go. There's our games. Again, we'll have a video tomorrow that I'll do. I'm going to have a very busy day today. I'm going to compile everything so we have updated standings simplified for you to really help you see how things are shaping up with the playoff picture. We'll have Stars of the Week. Of course, there are 2 games this afternoon, so I've got to wait for those 2 games to complete. So I will post the Stars of the Week and the standings on Facebook. All right. On the Flash Audio Network tomorrow, I will have the recaps of the 2 games we have today, which are HV Venom and Columbus, and then also the other game, Athens and Baton Rouge. So again, playoff implications. So I'll have that on the Flash Audio Network, and then again, I will do a short video tomorrow. It'll probably be less than 10 minutes. We'll just be talking about the odds of each team that is still in the playoff hunt. We'll be focusing on 6 teams. So we won't be talking about the other ones, just 6 teams. And again, what are their odds? What's the likelihood of them making the playoffs? We'll find out. So tomorrow, you can avail yourself to all sorts of information, Facebook, Flash Audio Network, and here on YouTube. All right, I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the weekend and a great week ahead. We will talk to you soon.